Hi, I'm George Zamka, STS-130 Commander. You're watching NASA TV.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 3 hours and holding. Launch teams are not working any issues right now that would prevent us from launching on time this morning. And right now we take you to the Operations and Checkout building. We see the STS-130 Commander, George Zamka, getting suited up. Finished up their weather briefing about 5 minutes ago and headed over to get the final suit up. Endeavour's pilot, Terry Virts. A little more thumbs up, and perhaps because hearing the forecast this time around, things are more A-OK this time than they were last night. Mission Specialist Kay Heyer there, getting her helmet adjusted. Nicholas Patrick there. Almost on a knee there in the, all smiles. He'll be also in all 3 spacewalks in this particular mission. And finally, Steve Robinson, the veteran space flyer of this particular crew, making his 4th flight. And there are the 6 astronauts for Endeavour's STS-130 mission. And here's Endeavour's STS-130 crew. This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 2 hours, 38 minutes and 15 seconds and counting. As you saw there, the crew for the STS-130 mission has arrived at Launch Pad 39A, pulling up in the Astrovan to the launch pad surface, and then they'll be taking a ride up the elevator to the, on the fixed service structure up to the 195-foot level. This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 2 hours, 33 minutes and 10 seconds and counting. You can see the 6 astronauts for Space Shuttle Endeavour's STS-130 mission have arrived at the 195-foot level on the fixed service structure at Launch Pad 39A, and they are making their way towards the hatch.
We get roughly 50 minutes to get the crew inserted, get all their comm hooked up, helmets, everything on. We get roughly 50 minutes, and that doesn't matter. Even though we have a 6-man crew, it's not going to go any faster because we're still putting 4 on the flight deck.
George Zamka getting into his commander position on the left-hand side of the flight deck.
That's quite a trick also. He's very good at it, but there's things you can hit, switches you could bump. And they do a real good job of it, but they practice. There's mock-ups in Building 9 out at JSC at Johnson, and they do this several times in their training.
And OTC, OVCC.
Go ahead, OVCC.
And OTC, OVCC. Yes, ma'am, MS4 is aboard.
MS4, copy.
Yes, ma'am, MS4 is aboard.
MS4, copy.
That's Close crew member talking to the orbiter test conductor.
MET adjustments are complete. Ready for IME platform positioning. Step complete. Ready for IME platform positioning. Step 647.
Copy that. TNC, copy.
Confirming that George Zamka is on board.
It's tougher with all 3 seats in.
Now we see back in the white room Terry Virts and both Nicholas Patrick.
And see, they shook hands because one's going to flight deck, one's going to mid deck, so they won't speak to each other until
directly until I guess they get into space, right?
There you go.
And speaking of Kay Hire,
Kay, as I mentioned, she was on the closeout crew also. She was a number 2. She's helped us tremendously over the years when she's down here as a C-square. And they must have got to go to close the hatch. So as I said, the T-tool's already inserted. They're checking the arm along there so there's no friction on the thermal barrier. They're going closed. About 450 degrees, they got to turn that around.
And attention all personnel, this is the NTD conducting the launch status check. Verify ready to resume count and go for launch. OTC?
OTC's go.
TBC?
TBC's go.
PTC?
PTC's go.
LPS?
LPS is go.
Houston flight?
Houston flight is go.
Mila?
Milo's go.
STM?
STM is go.
Safety console?
Safety console's go.
SPE?
SP is go.
LRD?
LRD's go.
SRO?
SRO is go.
And CDR?
CDR is go.
And launch director NTD, our launch team is ready to proceed at this time.
Okay, I copy that, Jeff. Thanks. I'll do my poll this time. KSC Chief Processing Engineer, verify no constraints to launch.
No constraints.
Thank you, Steve. Payload Launch Manager.
Mike, Space Station teams go.
Good. Thank you, Bill. KSC Safety and Mission Assurance.
KSC Safety and Mission Assurance is go, Mike.
Thank you, Mark. Range Weather.
Weather has no constraints for launch.
Thank you, Kathy. And Ops Manager.
Let's see, Mike. Looks like we have acceptable weather conditions around the world tonight for what we need. Mission management team doesn't have any other issues on the plate, so you are go to launch Endeavour in node 3.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Endeavour Launch Director, air to ground 1.
Launch Director, this is Endeavour. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, Zambo. Looks like the weather came together tonight. The vehicle's in great shape, so it's time to go fly. Wish you good luck, Godspeed, and we'll see you back here in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, thanks, Mike, and thanks to the great team that got Tranquility, Cupola, and Endeavour to this point. And thanks also to the team that got us ready to bring Node 3 and Cupola to life. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. It's time to go fly.
T-minus 50 seconds. Now transferring the shuttle's internal electricity. Endeavour is now being powered by its 3 onboard fuel cells. We're coming up on auto sequence start. T-minus 31 seconds and counting. Endeavour's 5 main onboard computers now have primary control of all the spacecraft's critical functions, including control of the countdown from here on out.
20. 20. 15.
T-minus 16 seconds. The sound suppression water system has been activated.
10.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We have to go from ready to start. 2, 1, 0. Booster ignition and liftoff of Shuttle Endeavour with NASA's final space station crew compartment that brings a bay window view to our celestial backyard.
Houston Endeavour, roll program. Houston Endeavour.
Roger, roll Endeavour. Roger, roll Endeavour.
This is Mission Control Houston. Endeavour's roll maneuver is complete. It's now in a heads-down position on track for its flight to the International Space Station. 28 seconds into the flight, Endeavour flying at 1,100 miles per hour, 1.3 miles in altitude, and 7 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, according to onboard computers. Endeavour's engines are throttling down as the orbiter passes through the area of maximum pressure on the vehicle.
Endeavour, go at throttle up. Endeavour, go at throttle up.
Endeavour copies, go at throttle up. Endeavour copies, go at throttle up.
The 3 main engines on board are throttling back up, now 1 minute 10 seconds in the flight. Endeavour flying at 1,800 miles per hour, 10 miles in altitude, 11.5 miles downrange. At liftoff, the fully fueled shuttle, boosters, and external tank weighed 4.5 million pounds. And the total thrust at launch was 6,425,000 pounds. All systems continue to function well. 3 good main engines, 3 good power generating fuel cells, and 3 good auxiliary power units for the hydraulic system. The next step will be the burnout and separation of the solid rocket boosters. Combined, the twin boosters provide 5.3 million pounds of thrust to propel the orbiter toward space. Endeavour performance is as expected thus far. 2 minutes, 19 seconds into the flight. Endeavour flying at 3,700 miles per hour, 35 miles in altitude, and 49 miles downrange. The propulsion officer confirms that the orbital maneuvering system engines are firing, providing Endeavour with its extra boost to orbit.
Endeavour, 2 engine Zaragoza. Endeavour, 2 engine Zaragoza.
Copy, 2 engine Zaragoza. Copy, 2 engine Zaragoza.
Now 3 minutes and 4 seconds into the flight, that call indicating Endeavour could reach Zaragoza in the event of a single engine failure. However, all 3 main engines continue to operate well. Endeavour's computers showing it flying at 4,600 miles per hour, 50 miles in altitude, and 98 miles downrange.
Endeavour, negative return. Endeavour, negative return.
Copy, negative return. Copy, negative return.
4 minutes and 3 seconds into the flight, Endeavour is now flying too high and too fast to return to the Kennedy Space Center and the shuttle landing facility in the event of an engine failure. Endeavour is flying at 6,000 miles per hour, 63 miles in altitude, and 180 miles downrange.
Endeavour, you are pressed
continuing
to
on track.
ATO. Endeavour, you are pressed to ATO.
Copy, press to ATO. Copy, press to ATO.
5 minutes and 18 seconds into the flight, that call indicating Endeavour can now reach a lower than planned but a safe orbit on 2 engines should one fail, but all 3 engines are still performing well, as are the auxiliary power units and fuel cells.
Endeavour, single engine, ops 3. Endeavour, single engine, ops 3.
Endeavour copies, single engine, ops 3. Endeavour copies, single engine, ops 3.
5 minutes, 50 seconds into the flight, Endeavour could conduct a transatlantic abort landing on 1 engine should 2 fail at this point.
Endeavour, single engine, Zaragoza. Endeavour, single engine, Zaragoza.
Copy, single engine, Zaragoza. Copy, single engine, Zaragoza.
Endeavour could reach Zaragoza on 1 engine should 2 fail at this point.
Endeavour, you are pressed to MECO.
Copy, press to MECO. Copy, press to MECO.
6 minutes, 22 seconds into the flight, Endeavour can reach the planned orbit on 2 engines. All 3 engines continue to operate well.
Endeavour Houston, your shutdown plan is nominal. Houston, your shutdown plan is nominal. Go for the plus X, go for the pitch maneuver.
Nominal shutdown, go for the plus X, go for the shutdown, go for the plus X, go for the pitch.
Endeavour flying at 12,000 miles per hour now.
Endeavour, single engine press. Endeavour, single engine press.
Copy, single engine press. Copy, single engine press.
7 minutes, 8 seconds into flight, Endeavour can reach its planned orbit on one engine should two fail. However, all three still performing well. Endeavour is now at an altitude of 64 statute miles, 606 miles downrange. The three main engines are now throttling down to maintain structural limits on the orbiter as it passes or approaches loads near 3 times gravity. Seven minutes, 40 seconds into the flight. Eight minutes, 10 seconds into the flight. Endeavour continuing on track, all systems performing well. Booster officer confirms main engine cutoff.
Endeavour Houston, nominal MECO, OMS
Endeavour
1
Houston,
not required. Nominal MECO, OMS 1 not required.
Copy, nominal MECO, OMS 1 not required. Copy, nominal MECO, OMS 1 not required.
And the external tank has separated now. 9 minutes into the flight of the Space Shuttle Endeavour on STS-130, the crew will be preparing for handheld photography of that external tank with a Plus X maneuver of the orbiter to position Endeavour correctly.
Look at some video shot by Endeavour's crew earlier, not long after the shuttle's launch today, of the external tank as it made its way back down towards Earth.
Endeavour Houston, PDRS, we would like brakes on, please.
In view from the left to right are Japanese astronaut Suichi Noguchi and NASA astronaut Jeff Williams and cosmonaut Max Sarayev.
Endeavour Houston, on behalf of Flight Director Norm Knight, I'd like to congratulate you on and the Ascent team, we'd like to congratulate you on a great Ascent tonight and wonderful job pressing through post-insertion. And we'll look forward to talking to you further during the mission.
Okay, CJ, thanks to Norm and the Ascent team. Great night tonight, great working with you all, and we look forward to working with you on the other end of this great mission. Thanks very much.
You can also see here the main cargo that Endeavour will be delivering to the International Space Station, the Tranquility node with its cupola window attachment there at the front end of it.